Jase, a couple of players in, a couple of players out this morning. Can you still elaborate on what's happening there?
Which ones in particular?
I'll put comms out about the All Black 15s players who've joined us and that Luke and Sam and Penny have gone.
Yeah, just a bit of training cover there, yeah. So they both play well in All Black 15, so Josh was with us last week as well, so really good to see them.
Tough Luke and Sam and Penny having to leave camp?
Yeah, it is. Gutted for both of them, Sam and Penny have been training well, and Luke just can't win a trick at the moment, so it's a real shame for him, but he needs to get himself right first and foremost.
What are the things you're looking at ahead of England this weekend? Where are their strengths?
Oh, they've got strengths across the park, they've got a good powerful four-pack. They've obviously got a good aerial game, and any test match at Twickenham always brings a little bit more, so it's a privilege to be a part of these ones. They're always really good.
Do you take much out of last year's 3 games against them at all, or have they evolved a little bit since?
I think they've evolved immensely, to be fair, and I think we have as well. We've got some good areas of our game that we've got a little bit of confidence in at the moment, which is pleasing, but by no means are we satisfied with where we're at. So we look forward to step up in what will be a hell of a contest, I'm sure.
That aerial game, Jase, not
Yeah.
necessarily your area of expertise, but how pivotal do you expect that to be this week, particularly with George Ford probably going back to 10?
Yeah, it's part of their DNA, Liam, it's what they do. I think we saw in the All Black 15 game as well against England A, it was the same, so good on them. It's obviously a strength for them. I think the big one for us is getting back and being in position around the ruck is going to be important, yeah.
And your full pack, obviously England strong at the set piece, how do you assess where you're at in that regard?
Yeah, good question. I think we're reasonably young in a few areas, like when you look at our 3 locks, immensely proud of them in the last couple of weeks, especially, Lordie's come on and he's come of age. He's been training extremely well and made the most of his chance, when you got last week in particular, when those boys aren't looking for Scott Barrett and Patrick and Tupou Vai, it's them in the moment, and we take a lot of confidence out of that, and we've sort of set them up and pretty proud of where they're at.
You're getting Scott Barrett back, potentially. How big a in would he be?
Yeah, he'd be good, he's our captain, so he's done all the work he can to get that cut healed up. He's been really diligent, so all going well, he'll get through another training day on Thursday, so he'll be great for us, especially up front. The English are a big four-pack that we immensely respect, so we'll have to be on.
Just lastly from me, how motivating is the Grand Slam? Do you touch on that this week?
We touched on it at the start of the tour, but we haven't talked about it this week. We've just talked about England. Otherwise you can get a little bit distracted of the cliche of one test at a time, and I think we've done that pretty well in the last couple of weeks, so it's about giving ourselves a chance this week at Twickenham.
Do you see this as the biggest challenge for the Northern Tour this week?
I think every test match is different. You've got to win them all differently, and I think last week we sort of ground our way out of a bit of trouble and a few pressure spots, but this is up there, as it is, but it's very much the test in front of us. It's cliche, I know, but I think England on a bit of a roll, and we've obviously got a little bit of confidence as well, so it's all set up for a heck of a test match, I think.
How important is it to have that improvement in the area of discipline? Do you think that you're going to be able to get away with it if you had more yellow cards this week? Yeah,
we're probably lucky in the fact that for 30 minutes we only had 14 on the paddock, and every yellow card's different, and we just got to be better at our self-control. And Wallace Satiti catches that ball and it's an intercept, so it's a fine line, isn't it? Artie's one, I'm not really sure what that was for. So they're all different. So we know that we've got to be better there, and the game shifts so quick at this level, so having 15 on the park is definitely going to be handy.
You talked about the aerial ball, and you said it's going to be important for the ruck. Is it taking it from the area of dominance and shifting it to the All Black strengths? What's that going to what's this week like going into that?
Yeah, well, as I said before, we've got to win every test match different, but I think that we've got to trust our skills. You've got to prepare for different conditions in Europe this time of year, so we want to back our instincts and we want to get the game moving and play at speed, but also be in control.
Just on Josh Lord, obviously, he's done so well so far. You've got Scott coming back. Are you still expecting some opportunities for Josh Lord to come on and continue how well he is doing?
Yeah, great question. He's got a lot of confidence in himself, and he's really grown, and It's actually probably the one thing about Lordy, he's been coached really well at a younger age. I think Neil Barnes has done a great job for him and he deserves a bit of credit, and we're getting him in, and we've always known the capacity that he's had, and he's made the most of his opportunity. And this team, sometimes you don't get many opportunities, but when you do, you've got to take it, and he has.
And he still will get opportunities despite Scott coming back.
The team's named on Thursday, so I'll let you know then.
Jase,
good digging away, it's good.
Jase, when you guys come up this way nowadays, it feels like there's a little bit more confidence among the teams you're playing than there used to be. That they think the All Blacks aura has slipped a little bit or whatever. What do you make of that? And do you kind of don't mind it if they think they've got a shot at you, where in previous years they'd think, look, we're on a hide to nothing here?
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand your question, to be fair. I think that we respect every team that's in front of us, and I think that test matches, as I said before, they're all won differently, and every team, I'm sure we've got a couple of weaknesses that they've seen, but we'll prepare as deep as we can because we know they will be. They were incredibly well coached, and yeah, good on them if they've got confidence. We have too, and that's what you want from all your players when they go out in the fiercest arena.
Did you sense in Scotland, or maybe now you've down here in England this week, that there's a bit more confidence than there has been in previous years that they can take your scalp?
Yeah, I hope so.
Does that suit you guys? Do you like that?
Yeah, it's great.
Why does it suit you so much? You prefer being unfancied, or?
Yeah, we just want to get about our work and play what's in front of us and trust our skills, you know. I think that's an important part of Test footy, and as I said before, the momentum, it shifts so quick, so you've got to make the most of the opportunities.
In England's pack, that looks like they might be without Ollie Chesham, who was on the Lions tour and has had a good couple of years. Is that a big blow for them to lose someone of his quality?
Yeah, look, I'm sure it'll be next man in. I think the Lions tour, some of the English boys were quite outstanding on that tour, you know, and Ollie was one of them, and as was Genji, you know, like he's incredibly mobile around the park and he's a lot of energy for their pack, so I'm sure it'll be next man in if he is out. I'm not too sure what the story was. I was unaware of that one, sorry.
Can you expand on the bits you've seen from England's evolution? You said they've evolved immensely since the 3 games last year. Yeah,
they've changed a little bit in how they, you know, like to break teams down a little bit. I think they, you know, they've used the 6-2 split a little bit, so they've sort of found a little bit of identity in that and what that is potentially working for them. So that'd probably be one of the things, I think. Yeah.
You might not be able to, but can you talk about the nuances you're looking at when you've got the iPads on those 3-on-3 scrummages? That's the real detail of binding, things like that. Yeah,
we just call that a little bit of gold medal learning, to be fair. If you can fix something on the grass instantly and look at a skill and then fix it, it's the gold medal, and after training's a silver and the next day is a bronze, and anything after that, you're not even on the podium.
Jase, how do you...
Here's an analogy for you.
So, how do you nullify a guy like Maro Toji, obviously big tailsman for England, and can be pretty niggly at times too?
Oh, yeah, look, Niggly, he's just a great competitor. He's a great competitor. He has been a great competitor for so long for England and for Saracens, and, you know, he's part of the Lions, and he was immense for them too. I actually really love the way he competes on the ball and off the ball, and, you know, he runs their line out, and he's a big part of their strat, I'd say, and it's a great opportunity for us to come up against him with our younger locks.
Well, Josh, obviously last weekend it was an impressive move when you had the one hand and you did it through the Cam Roy guard. What were you thinking at that time? Was it a planned play?
No, not really planned. I think it kind of just opened up, and then I thought maybe I'll pick it up and have a crack. It all happened pretty quickly. Not normally in space, so a little bit in panic station, but managed to work out, and Cam got the try, so yeah, pretty happy.
Awesome, and how important are those moves in games like this? Like obviously coming into this week, meant to be, you know, the hardest game for the Northern Tie.
Yeah, I guess we've got a great team, so little pieces of magic like that, they make a big difference in the test match, especially against England. It's going to be pretty tight, and obviously in the past it's been pretty tight as well, so we're expecting a big match.
Obviously what's happened this Northern Tour, obviously Scott getting that injury, you'd come back from some injuries over the past few years. How are you feeling to be getting these opportunities to prove what you've got? Yeah,
just grateful. Always grateful to be in this environment. Obviously there's been a few injuries, so other people get to put their hands up for opportunities, and I'm just grateful it's been my hands to put up, so yeah.
Just lastly for me, your focus this week?
Like I touched on before, we know how good England are. They're a pretty set-piece orientated team, so I guess as a forward, you know, it's about giving top quality ball for the backs so they can do what they do the best and score tries out wide.
How patient have you had to be over the last 3 or 4 years for these opportunities?
Pretty patient. I've had to be pretty patient on my body too. I've had quite a few injuries, so I guess it's always been about staying positive and just biding my time and waiting for opportunities to pop up, I guess.
I think not often you've played back-to-back tests. I think this week maybe you've played three in a row for the first time.
Yeah.
That's in a test career spanning 4 years. It's a rarity.
Yeah, I guess it is. Like I touched on before, I'm pretty grateful to be in this position. So I just take it game by game and try to do what I can for the team and put my best foot forward.
How much have you learned over the last couple of weeks getting those opportunities against big nations like Ireland and Scotland?
Yeah, a lot. Like you touched on before, I haven't probably played too much test footy. So obviously going against two of the top sides up in Europe, it's been bloody good for me. Obviously learning amongst Scooter, young Fabian, always just trying to get better and better, and we learn from each other.
Your dad played a lot of rugby over here. What sort of messages has he given you feeding?
Oh, yeah, Dad, he played up in Northampton for quite a wee while. So he's coming over on Thursday, I think, so it'll be good for him to be here. He's always just backed me. He hasn't tried telling me too much. So he's just been a good dad and been bloody supportive to me. So, yeah.
And Mara told you, obviously, one of the best locks in the business. What are your sort of impressions of him that you've formed over the years?
Yeah, he's bloody world class, isn't he? We know how niggly he can be. He's a good set piece operator, and like I touched on before, as a forward we're going to have to be bloody right on and do our jobs for the backs and score out wide.
But that move last weekend, obviously a bit different for you. Like, you're really speedy getting down there as well.
Yeah.
How important is it going to be to continue to find those moments?
I guess test footy is about winning those little moments, eh? So if we can stack lots of little moments on top of each other, then we'll put ourselves in a good spot to hopefully get the win in Twickenham on Saturday.
And what are you thinking about the high ball with England? Are you guys focusing on that as well?
Yeah, I think the backs, they always focus on it. As forwards we can help them out and we get back a little bit faster and clean the scraps up and whatnot. So the backs are doing what they need to do and the forwards will try to do what we need to do as well.
Who else do you rate the forward pack aside from Itoje? What dangers do you see there?
They got bloody good loose forwards, eh? So the ruck's going to be pretty crucial for us. Good ball carriers, chop tackles. It's going to be a bit of a grudge match, so we're looking forward to it.
Where do you feel as an All Black squad this calendar year? Like, you've had a couple of defeats, but you've won the games up here so far. Like, where are you feeling you are at the moment?
We're probably just taking it week by week at the moment, eh? So obviously England this week, we want to keep on getting better and better each week. I'd say from where we are now, from the first match against France, I'd say we're getting better and better each week. So that's how we're wanting to look at it, I guess.